Kim, and this morning I went to the grocery stores. I went to Walmart and Sam's Club and Aldi. Now let's talk about the budget for just a minute here. My standard weekly budget is $60 each week. Sometimes I try to save money on that and knock it down to 50 or 40 or whatever. But for this month so far, December 25, I'm just staying with my $60 budget a week. Now, I did raise it just a little bit, but what I've got going on is, you know, Christmas time's a-coming. That's an old song, right? It's an old song. Christmas time's a-coming, so I needed to get some things for Christmas. We've got a potluck coming up at church, so that's next week, and after church, we go back and we eat dinner in the fellowship hall. So, I got some things for that, but, you know, I always incorporate in my Christmas budget. I have a whole separate Christmas budget. Part of that Christmas budget, besides Christmas gifts, is Christmas food. So I took $10 from the Christmas budget and added it to my regular $60 budget. So that's $70 that I had this week. I didn't know before I left, you know, before I left home, if that was enough. So I'm trying to, as I add things in to my buggies at all the various stores, is this in my budget? So I calculated in my head when I put it in. I'll just kind of talk about that as I go along on this. So let me show you what I picked up this morning at the stores. Did I stay under budget? Maybe. We'll see at the end. Okay, y'all, this is what I picked up this morning. We got Sam's over here, Aldi over here, and then Walmart over here. So let's just start right here at Walmart. I always have a list. I mean, whatever we have, you know, I have like a list thing. Oh gosh, I don't even have it. Hang on. So what I have is this thing that it's got a magnet on the back side, and it's on my refrigerator. So if you need something, if you run out of something, whatever you've got that you need, you just use the last of it. It goes on this list. And then on Saturday, I just, you know, take the top sheet off and take it, you know, put it in my pocket and take it to the store. So there was a few things on the list, and the brownies was one of them. So the Cosmic Brownies here at Walmart is $5.48. And then I got a loaf of the French bread for $1.47. I'm still very upset that they went up from $1. But it is what it is, you know. So $1.47 for the French bread. And then I got 3 little Roma tomatoes that were 92 cents a pound. So that is 46 cents worth of Roma tomatoes. So here is what I spent. Did I do the math right? Okay, we'll look at it in a minute. Subtotal before tax, $7.41. We do have a, why is this? What in this qualifies for not food? It's probably those dang brownies, ain't it? So we have a sales tax on regular items at 7%. Food items are supposed to be 5%. So 10 cents on whatever's not, whatever of these 3 things is not food, whatever. So my total was $7.81, and so that was my Walmart total. Okay, and then let's move over here. We'll kind of skip Aldi and go over here to Sam's Club. Now, y'all, one of the best things about Sam's Club is that scan and go. Love it, love it, love it. So, one of my favorite things to get is this rotisserie chicken breast. This is 4 breast quarters, so it's the breasts and the wings. 4 of them for $3.98. It's like yesterday's rotisserie chicken. So I got 2 of those, $3.98 each for those. And they had the Jimmy Dean sausage. These are 2-pound rolls for $6.34 each, marked down $1. So I saved $2 each off of those total, not each, but anyways, I needed some of this for my Christmas recipe that I'm taking to church. So I got this, and good deal there. And then I got a 4-pound bag of these Members Mark boneless chicken bites, $13.98. That's always a good deal. And then they had these On the Border cafe style chips, marked down $1. So these were $3.48 for that big, huge bag. And, you know, we do use a lot of these carb balance tortillas. So I got one of these. There's 16 in here. And so, I mean, we just use them all the time. $6.98 for that package. And then, okay, y'all, my card got full. My SD card got full on my camera. And my battery needed, I needed a new battery on my camera. So, both of those are done. New battery, fresh battery. Let's get back to this. So, I was just starting on this. I got, on my little list was the, my daughter lists these as oranges. It's these little cutie mandarins that we get at Sam's Club, 5-pound bag. And, whoops. This was marked down, probably $1. I don't know, $5.97 for this. So that's not a bad deal for 5 pounds of those things. So like a little over $1 a pound for that. So that was everything. All of this right here. Right here. That's Sam's Club. And I did have $8.02 of Sam's cash. So let me see here if I can get this thing to focus. So the total, subtotal, I don't understand this. Subtotal 5405, total 53. Okay, so subtotal, but then I had all that stuff right there where it says, whoops, save $2, save $1. So anyways, $53.75 was the total it was, but I had $8.02 of Sam's cash, and $45.73 is what I paid for this. So, $45.73. So that was Sam's. Okay, I turned my camera off and turned it back on, and all of a sudden it can focus on this stuff. So this little section right here is what I got at Aldi. So what I do on Saturday morning is I go to Walmart first, then I go to Sam's Club, and then I go to Aldi and pick up what else I need, or what else I find a good deal on. And I needed a little bit of produce, and I found some marked down meat. So I got, y'all, I restrained myself. I was so good. But they had these boneless chicken breasts here, 50% off. So $10.05. So that marked down to $5.02 is what it ended up being. So good deal there. That is right at 2.5 pounds of chicken breasts for $5.02. And then I got the zucchini squash right here. And the yellow squash, they're $1.45 a pound. That's just the standard price at Aldi for the squash. So the yellow squash was 1.54 pounds, so $2.23 for that. The zucchini was 1.36 pounds, so $1.97 for that. And then I did get, y'all, they went up on their seedless cucumbers. Now I'm going to have to see, is this still a good deal, or do I need to start getting it at Sam's again? So they were 95 cents, but today they were up to $1.09. Y'all, to me, that's a big jump. That's what, 9 plus 5, 14 cents that went up. So now I'm going to have to go do the math, but okay, whatever. So I did get 2 cans of the tomato sauce, 47 cents each for that. And this is for that recipe for church. I need 16 ounces of sour cream. And this was $1.79. And then they had their kale salads, this kale salad kit on sale for $1.99. I mean, it wasn't like this, 50% off. This is normally $3.99, and they were on sale this week for $1.99, so I just got one, and that'll take me all the way through. I can take this and divide it up into 5 salads for work next week by adding some things like chicken that I got over here. So that's gonna go towards my lunches at work. Okay, so that right there is everything that I got at Aldi, and here is my receipt. And this came to, before tax, $15.03. With tax, 5% sales tax, $15.78. Now, let me do the math and we'll see how I did on that with that $70 budget. Oh, I did the math, but we'll see how I did on the $70 budget. So I did both where I round up, because I do like to round up. And then I also did exactly what everything costs. So, Walmart, $7.81. Sam's, $45.73, and Aldi $15.78. So not rounding up is $69.32. Rounding up right here gets me right there at $70. So we are right on budget. I was afraid I was over, but nope, we're good, right on budget. So I'm going to put all of this up and we'll come back and do a little menu planning. Okay, let's do a little bit of menu planning. December 2025. So, let me see. Tonight, I know we do this a lot, but it's just, you know, I get that. If we don't go ahead and use that French bread that I get at Walmart, it goes bad. If I don't use it Saturday or Sunday, it starts to get moldy. So we're going to go ahead and do that here. Big sandwich. Same thing as last week. Big sandwich. Okay. Okay, now let's go over here and we're going to do, I've got some ground beef that's thawed that I need to use, so we're going to do Salisbury steak. Let's see here, what have I got down here? I've got it saved in my phone on the calendar. So Salisbury steak with onion gravy. Obviously, I'll do some kind of veg with that. Okay, and then, I mean, I do, you know, whatever veg I do, I just pull what I got. I've got plenty of frozen vegetables and canned vegetables, so just whatever we feel like that night. Okay, on the 15th, we're going to do a sheet pan ham and cheese wrap. Ham and cheese wrap. Wraps, and that'll be good. We're really loving doing these wraps. That's why you go through so many tortillas, because I use the tortillas and it's just, you know, it's just a thing. Okay, then over here on the 16th, we're going to do chicken fajitas. And Wednesday is leftovers. Thursday, we'll do a chicken parm casserole. Yeah, I got that, all that rotisserie chicken, so I need to use it up. Chicken parm casserole. And back to Friday, which is leftovers. Over here, let's go ahead and put this down. We've got a church potluck. Let me put that here. And that will be a slow cooker. Y'all, we call it Lisa Dip, which is the name of the original person I got the recipe from forever ago. But we also call it Crack Dip, which is not the best name in the world. But it is, what is it? Slow cooker queso. I think it's a reason, let's see, originally queso dip with chips. It's just, it's in the slow cooker, and it takes the sausage, the sour cream, cream cheese, and Rotel. And that's what goes in it, and it goes in the crock pot, and y'all, it is so good. It is, I mean, you taste that, and it's like, I mean, it's better than any Rotel dip I've ever had. It's a take on Rotel, but it doesn't have any Velveeta in it at all. No Velveeta. So I want to put that down so that I remember that's what I'm cooking, because that's, I bought everything that I need for it today. Well, I already had the cream cheese. I got the cream cheese a couple weeks ago. I think I did. It was a couple weeks ago. So anyways, I've that's what I'm cooking there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down, although I didn't put down next Saturday. So, and this is church potluck, so that's not going to be what we have for dinner that night. This is after church at, what, 12 o'clock? Something like that, 12 noon on Sunday. So, okay, I got that down. And, oh, over here on lunches, we're going to do chef salads. Okay, and there is my menu planning for this week. Well, there is my grocery haul and my menu plan for this week, and also included my what I'm taking to the church potluck next weekend, not this weekend. And yes, I have changed from my long sleeve shirt into a short sleeve shirt. This is South Mississippi, and I mean, it's just like a long sleeve t-shirt that I had on earlier, because when I first got up and went running my errands around, it was in the 50s. And while I was running my errands around, it got up into the 60s, and y'all, it's 70 degrees now. Gonna be in mid 70s today. I'm near Hattiesburg, Mississippi, but tomorrow the low is 22. So isn't that awesome? That's just one of the things we deal with living here in South Mississippi. Sometimes it's really hot and sometimes it's really cold, and you know, and it can be both in one day. So, you know, around here they say if you don't like the weather, just wait a few minutes and it'll change, because it's what it does. I mean, there's been Christmases where it's in the 80s and we're wearing shorts and tank tops to put stuff together, and then there's been Christmases it's 20 degrees or lower. So you just don't know. I mean, you have to watch that weather guy closely to see, gosh, to see even how to dress for the day, because you know, it'll be so cold and then it'll heat up to 80 something. So, you know, but it is what it is. But that's it for this week's grocery haul and menu plan, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.